Hey, hello, and welcome to the show. It is me, John Park. It is time for JP's product pick of the week, and without dallying, I want to get you right there to that URL because this one is selling out fast. We put 100 in the store. We're down to 58, so it is moving quickly. So I just, as loyal viewers of the show, wanted to get you there quick in case the word had gone out on internets. So head there to check out this week's product pick. It is at a 50% off sale, and you don't need a coupon code. Just throw it in your cart and buy it at that price. We will raise the price back up at the end of the show, but I suspect there's a good chance that they will sell through before then, so want to get you there quick. So what's going on here? Well, before I tell you about the product pick, I'm going to play a little Lady Ada new segment where she will tell you all about it. So please take it away, Lady Ada.
Feather powered by the Raspberry Pi 2350. Lady Ada.
Yeah.
It's here.
It's here. We just had to iron out last bugs. We've got the chips. We've got everything running. We put in our first 100 boards. We're going to get more made. Got more PCBs on order. Just wanted to make sure there was nothing wrong with the first 100. But you can pick them up in the shop if you're watching this live. If you're not watching it live, it still might be in stock.
Who knows?
So it's got the RP2350. It's a dual core ARM or RISC-V core running at 150 megahertz. Because it's an M33 and it's got a floating point unit, it's about twice as fast as the RP2040. At least when we've been running CircuitPython code, it's kind of what we've observed. For RAM, it's got twice as much RAM, about 520K instead of 260K. There's also 8K of one-time programmable memory, like for configuration or crypto keys or whatnot. It's also got Trust Zone for secure boot, something that the RP2040 didn't have. People asked for. Apparently, it's got better low power support, low power sleep state power usage, but that's still under development. So I don't know if there's a software available for testing it yet. Like I said, twice as much RAM, optional PS RAM. So if you look at the top of the board, in addition to the QSPI flash memory, we put 8 megs on there. There's also an 8 SOIC spot for soldering on PS RAM. If you'd like, PS RAM is usually available 2 or 8 megabytes. It's a little, expensive, so we didn't offer it by default. I also have a debug port that got the request for that. Thankfully, since the RP2350 has come out, there's now the Pico Probe connector, which is JST3SH. You can use it with the Pico Probe board that they sell. It's still got the battery charging, and you can run off a battery, and it charges over USB-C. You can now cut a jumper on the back if you want to disable the charging. So some people ask, like, oh, I want to run it off of a non-rechargeable battery. You can disable charging. And then USB-C for bootloading and code. And can run Arduino. There's now Arduino support, CircuitPython support, MicroPython support, Pico SDK. And the last cool thing is the HSTX connector on the end. So there's a new peripheral on the RP2350 that allows it to drive DVI displays without using PIO or overclocking. So we made a little connector that brings out all of those high-speed transmission plus I2C. And we'll have some add-on boards that let you do DVI output.
Yes, indeed, that is correct. So that is the product pick of the week this week. It is the Feather RP2350 with high-speed transmission port. It is the brandest, newest of the cool Raspberry Pi Pico chips on there, the RP2350. It is the form factor of the Feather that you know and love. I'll show it right there. And what has it got going on? So as you can see right there, there's the 2350 chip on there. That gives us dual core Cortex M33s, right? Yeah, dual 32-bit Cortex M33 running at 150 megahertz. There are 520K of RAM, 8 megs of flash. As a upgrade beyond just speed, moving from the RP2040 to the 2350, I know the numbering sounds like, wait, isn't that a lower number? But it is not. The 2.3 is the higher model than the 2.4 or 2.0. This has 3 PIO blocks on it instead of 2. The ADCs have been upgraded from, I think we had 3 12-bit ADCs on the old chip. This one now has 4. There are 24 PWM pins on it. There's a ton of GPIO. This high-speed transmission HSTX port is a little flat ribbon connector, 22 pin, that will allow us to break that out to DVI output boards, so you can plug that into an HDMI monitor. Also has I2C on it, so we'll probably have a couple of things coming out soon that you can plug in there. And I think we sell a few different lengths of those 22-pin ribbon cables as well. The board has a STEMMA QT port on it as well. So you've got I2C on the high-speed transmission. You've also got I2C there. So if you want to plug in all of the many sensors and things that you can to I2C, you can use that STEMMA QT port for that. There's a little 3-pin connector there, which is a debug port, and that'll, as Lady Ada was saying, work nicely with the Pico probe. It is a feather, right? So it's feather sized. It has the USB-C on it, both for data and power, and for charging a LiPo battery. We have the 2-pin JST connector right there on the side for your LiPo battery to plug in. And we've got the boot and reset buttons on there for getting into the bootloader as well as resetting. This runs CircuitPython. It runs Arduino, MicroPython, and Pico SDK. So you've got a lot of options for programming for it. And let's see, let me dive into a couple of things. First of all, let me remind you, if you want to go pick one up, go to that URL right there. In fact, I'll go there now. We have 22 of them in stock, so they're selling through pretty quickly. I'm not trying to pressure you. Don't get this if you don't want this, but if you do want to get it, we don't back order or anything like that. So to get it today and at that price, you'll want to head over there pretty quickly. So there it is, product 6,000. Pretty sure Lamore held on to that cool number for this one here, product 6,000. It is normally $12.50, so Pico chips are cheap, so we're able to keep the price really low on these feather boards, but right now it is half that price, so $6.25 today. And if you scroll down here, you'll see we've got all the little specs and stats that I just mentioned, plus a few others I didn't. This, by the way, I should mention, is it's an ARM Cortex M33 with floating point or dual RISC-V, so you have the option to address it either way. There is a support for up to, I think it's 16 megs of flash if you solder onto that little extra set of pads that are on there. And 30 GPIO pins, 4 of them are analog inputs. As I said, there's UART, SPI, I2C, I2S for audio, pretty sure. 24 PWMs on it. That's double the number that we had on the RP2040. So you can do a whole bunch of dimmable LEDs or audio things. And let's keep scrolling down. If you check out this link here for the primary guide, Liz put together this guide here, which will take you through some of the basics, as well as how to install CircuitPython on it. There are some CircuitPython essentials that'll get you started with blinking an LED. There's a pin 7 built-in power LED, red LED. There's a NeoPixel built right on board. There are, of course, some simple digital input, analog input guide pages in here in the Getting Starteds. And then there's a little thing on I2C as well as I2S audio and PWM audio. I'll show a demo today, and this is also PWM audio out, but this one flexes the board a bit. This is a gist that Todd Kurt posted called Derp Note 2. So this is a simulation of the, it's honoring the, it's not a ripoff of, it's honoring the THX, famous THX deep note that plays before THX movie, and he got that working on the 2350. I did just a couple minor changes to get it running on this feather. So if we take a look right here, I'm gonna move into place. There's another one. I put this one on a little breadboard with the feather headers. It comes with the feather headers you need if you want to plug that in. And then I just have it running to an external button here that I can use to trigger audio that's coming out of one PWM out. I have a new audio setup here, so hopefully everything goes right. Let me know if it is crazy imbalanced between the sound of the audio. I'm actually going to talk through the audio, but when I flip the switch, we should hear that THX deep note. So here we go. So great job on putting that together, Todd. Thanks for posting that. Hopefully you heard that. If you take a look at the code here, one of the things, and just listening to it, that you can tell is we have a impressive amount of simultaneous notes going on with that. It is running at a sample rate of 44 kilohertz. With a fairly large buffer size, and I think it plays 12 notes as well as some both saw waves and noise. So we have a couple of different waveforms that are playing there. Someone posted some nice over in Discord posted the "Turn It Up" GIF. So if people can confirm, I can. Oh, so yeah, a couple people said audio is good. Okay. So I'll leave that alone. I'll play it again, actually. I'll just turn it up a tiny bit. Bring that back down there. Hopefully you didn't get an echo, too. I have a little audio monitor so I can hear what's being piped directly into the mixer. So this is a gist that we can probably put a link in the chat if anyone wants to hear it. But yeah, it's a pretty good indication that we can do a lot. We can handle a whole bunch of synthesis at the same time. Oh, Gordy G says it was quite a bit louder than I am. Okay. Yeah, how's my level? I'm down at 6. Yeah, can I bring me up just a little bit without peaking? Test, check, okay. All right, yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm getting into the closer to plus or minus 2 dB or so. Thanks for the note on that. I swapped out the whole mixer audio input so that I can see if that's what was causing my audio drops. I think it is. I think I have just some dirty pots on that other mixer, so. Yeah, there you can see this is using Synth.io, which has the ability to take in either frequencies or MIDI note names as the notes that it's playing, and then you can go through this and check out Todd's code on how he achieved the swarm of sound and the modulation into the final chord there. But really cool stuff, and I think a nice test of a chip. Can it handle that? Originally this was at, I think, 22K, and I doubled it and it's still working great. So let's see. David asks, are we still mono or do we have stereo sound? Yeah, I think you could do stereo on this. I'm not, just because of simplicity. I'm going out of one PWM out, but I think you could do two. I'm doing PWM, you could also do I2S. I think we could go stereo on this. So if anyone knows otherwise, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we can do stereo on that, David. Okay, so what else? There's a nice shot of the boards there. You can see, lists some of the specs on it. Sorry, I couldn't demo any of the DVI video output over that new HSTX connector. I promise I will in the future. I'm looking forward to doing that. Yes, Todd Bot confirms, yep, you can do stereo much easier on this board. Just I think we have the speed and that matters. So the ability to handle stereo sound should work pretty well. Let's see, what else? Let me go back to the main page there. Let me refresh that. We're out of stock now, so Sorry if you wanted one and didn't get one. We will have many more in stock. I think we have a bigger batch coming. Obviously, it'll be at the full price, or hopefully you can do it on a day when we have a coupon with one of our live streams and get a little bit off of it. But that was it for today. That was how many we had. So that, I think, is going to wrap it up. Let me know if anyone has any other questions in the chat. Let me see. Yeah, Tackle the World asks, oh my God, DVI output. Yeah, absolutely. We've had some boards. In fact, I have one hooked up over here on my TV as I'm testing some stuff. We've had some boards that had just the HDMI shaped socket on the back doing DVI video out. But this is kind of a nice bit of flexibility to have it on a single ribbon cable so that you can route that port where you want, or potentially use other peripherals so that you're not limited to just DVI video out. But that is a primary usage right now for HSTX there, which drives 4 lanes of differential data. So it's a ton of wires to get a ton of data out, as well as having I2C on there. Let's see, anything else? Toddbot has posted the link to the code in the chat there. I think the main thing I did was maybe pick a different pin for my PWM out, and I removed any video since I wasn't doing a display on there. I removed some code for doing some video, but otherwise, yeah, you can check out that link there. Thin Man asks, can you add memory? Yes, you can add. I think it's 16 megs of the little QSPI flash. Let me look and see if we've got a compatible one. I haven't tried it on this. I've tried it before on some of our QtPies, the QtPi M0. QSPI flash. I think we have 8 meg. Those are breakouts, but I think we have the bare chips. So here's a 2 meg version of that. But yeah, wait and see. I think you can do 16 meg, and maybe just wait and see if we post in the Learn Guide any link to a particular one that would work. But yeah, you can add flash to this. Like Lamore said, we just didn't put it on there to keep the costs low. So if you didn't need that, you wouldn't be paying the extra. Let's see, other questions. Rufus said, oops, I was in such a rush to order, I forgot ribbons. Sorry about that. Yeah, the pressure was on, but you did well to order some if you got them. So, let's see, other questions before we go. Yeah, same question from David Glad. Any product code for the PS RAM you could add for that flash? I don't know, but good question, and we will definitely get a demo together of that once we have that up and running. Gordy G asks, when will the HSTX to DVI adapter be available? I think we've posted, it's not available yet, but let me check if we have the breakout listed as coming soon. So here is a simple breakout, but I believe we'll be doing one that just has the HDMI shaped connector on it. This is a straight breakout just so you can get all those pins for more early experimentation and prototyping. Coming soon, so I would imagine within a week or two. If you want to get notified, you can click on the Notify Me link and an email will come to you. Oh, Todd says you can add PS RAM but not flash. I think I'm confused about what you can add. What do we say in the product page there? Optional spot for, yes, you're right, it's PS RAM, not flash. Optional spot for SOIC PS RAM chip with chip select lines on GPIO 8. So not flash, but PS RAM. Pardon my confusing statements on that. And I don't know for the guide, if you look at the pinout page, we might have a little call out for that. Optional PS RAM, it's right there in the name. Between the flash chip and the HSTX connector is a spot for soldering on SOIC. to the Feather, PSRAM to keep costs down. We didn't populate it. And there's a chip select line broken out and labeled PCS on the board silk attached to GPI 08. All right, so hopefully stay tuned for more info on that. Is the cable the same as the Pi cable? I believe it is, yeah. Let's look down here. I think these flex cables. So there's one, there's a few sizes of them. That's product 6034. It's a 22-pin, 0.5 millimeter pitch flex cable for DSI, CSI, or HSTX. So I think that's what you can connect the monitor display directly to a Raspberry Pi. I think that's the same cable, unless I'm mistaken, for Raspberry Pi 5, yeah. So we've got those in a few lengths. You can get a pretty decent length one if you have to move pretty far from the board. Let's see. Anything else? I think that's it. So why don't we wrap that up there? Thanks so much for tuning in. That right there is my product pick of the week this week. It is the Raspberry Pi RP2350 with HSTX port. For Adafruit Industries, I'm John Park. This has been JP's product pick of the week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.